Dire team ban.
All right, and here we are at the grand final of the Next Gen Gaming inaugural tournament. It's been a bit of a long night, but the Dota has kept the energy flowing. So far, I've been having quite a lot of fun watching. Energy have just been great game after game after game, and I'm hoping we're going to have a bit of an entertaining grand final one way or another. So,
hard fought games all around.
Once again, I'm Steve, and I'm being joined by Graham, otherwise known as Fox Girls Are Better.
Because they are. There's been hard-fought games going all around. Southern Elements have also fought their way here all the way through 5 best of ones, I think. 5 or 4.
Yeah, it's all been knockout rounds. This is their 5th game, so there's four games deep.
Yeah, you can feel the players are getting tired, but they're raring and ready to go for the last one. You get some
I'm sure money's always a good. It's always a good reason to play better, you know. Not often that you get to make money by playing the game you like.
Yeah, not often at all. So, looking at the bans is fairly standard for what we've been seeing so far throughout the tournament.
Yeah, there goes the Lina again.
Just strong picks banned all around.
I'd like to point out Kunker banned again. Respect or meta ban. You decide.
Kunker is very strong. It's very hard to keep up with him in lane, and then he also just brings so much control into the team fights.
Yeah, the mid-team brawls and things like that, and he will always do a decent amount of damage regardless. And when you get to that ultra late game, the run is just ridiculous. So, always good to get it out the way.
Kunker himself very tanky as well, very hard to take down and deal with.
Yeah, as it is, and completely disregarding the run. And then when you add it on top, it just makes it that much more difficult. So, the rest of the bans, we see Ricky gone again, which has been fairly regular throughout the game. Larkin also gone the whole time. Lone Druid banned. I feel like he's been banned every game up until now, along with Oracle.
10 seconds
in the first phase as well.
Nothing really unusual here.
5 seconds
as far as the bans go, so nothing being given away just yet. We're going to go through the first cycle of picks. And Bane is picked up first. I mean, as we saw last game, the Bane is just a fantastic pickup. He really is. I feel like he's probably one of the better laning stage heroes around at the moment, because he's able to defend while doing damage, and that's fairly rare at the moment. And he just will always transition into this really, really good and dangerous late game character.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, the one thing about Bane though is he does have a couple of counters that are just very clear.
Grimstroke, not necessarily one of them, but a very, very good pickup nonetheless. We've seen it banned out once or twice in the tournament so far, and for good reason. He's a very good all-round hero, can cause early kills, but going into the late game, he creates some very fun and interesting combos.
10 seconds
when you start getting that link working in your favor.
Also very
5
slippery.
seconds remaining.
It's helpful.
Yeah, you did bring that up in a previous game where he was seen. I think it was 2 games ago during the quarterfinals where Energy picked it up.
Dire team pick.
And it just seemed like they couldn't really get to him. And now we see the Pugna.
Oh, Pugna with
I was saying last game. I personally think Pugna right now is on the borderline of OP. It might just be my opinion, but I've seen him used to very, very great effect in many games. He's usually picked up as a support or a mid, and we'll just have to wait to see what Energy do with it. The support build is quite ridiculous actually. They literally build 2 or 3 tranquil boots and they use it as a running healing port.
That's ridiculous. Well, Ogre Magi picked up. The Pugna can combo very well with the Grimstroke ulti, especially if he goes Dagon.
Ah, yes, I actually did not think about that. That is a very nice combo that's going to be me. It's not, and it's also, you know, it's not one of those things that relies on a gimmick. It's just a nice little bonus. You know, when you're running around with, for example, a Lich and a Grimstroke, then you require a little bit, almost like too much on your gimmick, whereas this is just a nice complement.
Yeah, no, definitely. The other
On the side of the Ogre Magi, I don't know if I like Ogre Magi at the moment. I feel like he brings a lot of irritation, and he's quite strong during the laning phase. But unless he has a big, beefy carry that he can bloodlust up, I do feel like he falls off late game.
Yeah, that's why people have been playing him more as a core than a support, because then you get the sheep stick, and you can just multicast disables left, right, and center.
Do you think we're going to see one here? I know it's still fairly early on in the list, but do you think it is possible?
Well, everyone we've seen so far has gone up against Energy Esports and gone up to them with the mentality of, we're just going to play standard and try and beat one of the best teams in the country. So you either do that, or you pick something completely wacky and go down in a blaze of glory.
Oh, well, this game's over. They've picked Puck, so clearly they're going to win, right?
That's my bias showing through again, but I don't know. It's a very interesting series of heroes. We need to work our way through this.
Well, yeah, we've had a really quick snapfire pick. Everyone just ready to pick their heroes immediately. Clockwork. I feel like he's been banned most of the time up until now. This is definitely the first time we've seen him tonight. Great long-range initiation. When you combine him up with your Ember, who's able to follow into pretty much 90% of fights, it does bring that very, very good sort of long-range initiation out of the jungle that you don't really see coming. And on the other side, you have more or less the same thing in Puck, except you've got the Necro to back it up. So, again, it looks like Southern Elephants are going to try and sustain / brute force their way through the team fights.
The other thing about Clockwork is it's also one of the very, very few characters in the game that can actually prove a true annoyance to Puck solo. Because one of the great advantages of Puck as a pick is because she's so slippery and she's so hard to pin down, you generally need 2 people with disable, so you can chain stun her until she's dead. But Clockwork himself, if he manages to get a hook off, can usually solo kill a Puck.
Okay, so it's a good pick against that. And I said this earlier, I feel like Clockwork's been banned out all the time. So this is definitely a pick that's fairly hotly contested. Anti-Mage and PL being banned out on Energy. Do you think we're going to get something mana dependent as our last pick?
Medusa's still in the pool, and there's not really anything to deal with it from Southern Elephants.
That is true. Do you think they're going to pick a Medusa, having watched Energy sort of... it will fit their build, I suppose, of holding people down and just slowly choking the life out of them. Medusa's exceedingly good at that until she walks at you with 3 Divine Rapiers.
10 seconds remaining.
So, I suppose you can't completely throw that out of the water. But I don't know if that's necessarily their style that I've seen so far. I feel like they want a carry who can still get involved. That's at least what we've seen up until now.
Well, here's a crazy idea. Ember Spirit is their carry, and then they're going to pick his brother Storm. Or Void.
I gotta tell you, I love watching Storm Spirit games. It's a pain in the nuts to keep track of, but I love watching them. I always feel like he brings this fun dynamic.
Yeah, he really does. But the other interesting thing to note is Void is still in the pool.
Which one?
Void Spirit.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, they both are, but that's one.
Yeah, well, I mean, which one was out of importance to you at this point, obviously? Well, at this point, I don't feel like there's any direct team line strategy going either way. I'm looking at Energy, and they definitely are going to want to be doing the sort of smash and dash, as it were. They get involved, do a bunch of damage very quickly so that the enemy team can't outlive them. Drow being picked up.
Ranger.
Do you have any idea what these lanes are going to be? They've left it all very much in the air at the moment. I think Puck off lane is probably going to be it. But do you think it'll be a Drow or Necromid?
5 seconds
If I had
remaining.
to take a wild stab at it, I'd say Puck Bane off lane, Ogre Magi
Right.
Drow safe, Necrophos mid.
Okay, yeah, that does sound like it could be a fairly good matchup. I don't know if Necro necessarily matches up so well with Ogre, but you could definitely put like your Bane and Necro in the safe lane. But we were watching last game and they had the Puck and Bane combo, and it was just so deadly during lane period. So if they feel like putting that together, I think that's a good one. And we have our Templar being picked up. So we have Addersdam playing the Templar, which is going to be going mid. We have Mr. Double O's playing on the Ember. He is probably going to be going the safe lane. Mental roaming Clockwork. Welp. Hold on, did we have a player swap out?
No, this is still the same team. Oh, suddenly.
Because I remember Keck. Or am I imagining things?
No, it should be as soon as we get in, his name will change back to Kek.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. So he's been off lane up until now, so Pugna off lane. Pugna just casually sliding in the background. Oh, good. There we go. And everyone does. You see, that's what happens when you speak Chinese, you get corona and just die on the spot.
Ooh.
Please don't kill me, Winnie the Pooh. Okay, and now that we've gotten that out of the way, I'm just going to move right on out of here before my social score drops too low. So, we have Templar Assassin running up the middle lane. We have Ember Spirit, as we thought, going safe lane, with his the trusty Grimstroke. And in the off lane, there you go. Yeah, you're right. It's Keck. Keck. Playing the Pugna. Is it just me, or is that name hero combo just perfect? We have Keck playing Pugna. It's great. Mental playing the Clockwork Roam. And then we have Super playing his Drow Ranger. He's going to be going. Could you stop it? Okay, they stopped.
Okay, so Puck mid.
There's going to be a Puck mid. That's cool. I'm actually quite glad about that. I enjoy watching it mid. Is it the best lane for it? Maybe not. But I've always enjoyed watching it. We got Andrich on Bane. Going with Super on the Drow in the safe lane. Then we're going to be having the Puck. As you said, probably going mid lane at this point. Yep, yeah, going back to block. Wow, this is getting very knocking. I can't only imagine how that makes them feel. We have Necrophos going off lane with Novax. And we have Mr. Zombie Boy on the Ogre Major. Another good name hero combo. They're immediately going to be going down on this Necro. They should be able to get him down. I think they have the damage for it. Nope. No, okay. Ogre comes up, he hits them with the flame to ignite, and they're just like, no. Do you think this is going to be a recurring thing?
I hope once they start dying, they'll focus more on the game.
This is... yeah, okay. Oh, well. So, are there any lane combos you feel like you want to watch here? Are there any that you think are going to be the lane breakers that we've had? Because we've had a couple really nasty lanes. Speaking of that, bottom lane, immediately Ember and Grimstroke are going on the Necro. They just don't get him down. He's one auto attack away from death. He's going to walk back. There's a pot inbound on him, so I think he's going to be okay. Meanwhile, mid lane.
As much as I don't like... Yeah, as much as I don't like talking crap about my favorite hero, TA versus Puck is almost auto lose for Puck.
That bad?
That bad, yes.
I suppose it doesn't help that you're playing against probably one of the best mids in the country. Oh, not even probably. Confirmed one of the best mids in the country.
Because the thing is, you need to auto-attack away all her refraction charges before your burst can do anything.
Right, okay, I understand. Well, I mean, it's... So you reckon mid lane's going to be probably the linchpin here? It's, with... if he can keep it all together, he might be the one that makes this into the late game for them. Or Where do you think that that sort of mid to late game power is going to be coming from? And of course, and there it goes, bottom lane. That's been a while coming, and yeah, they get it after all of that. The combo where they're just constantly burning him down, and you run at him with the flame break. When you combine with the Searing Chains and the Ink Swell and the frickin' Stroke of Fate, all of it stacked on top of each other, it's just gold. It's so much constant damage. Mid lane, we have a little bit of an engagement between the two of them, but at the moment nothing too bad. Bit of a poking going on top. Pugner, he's gonna just constantly decrepify the Drow out of last hits here. So that's always gonna be a bit of a difficult lane. And you can see that already because the Pugner is currently sitting on 14 for 7 against the 2 and 1 of Drow. So that is a hard lane.
Interesting thing to note about this lane, Clockwork is the support.
Right. Well, I've seen Clockwork roaming all of the time.
I also do, but I'm just saying it. That's what they decided to go with.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. So we are having the core Pugner. It might not be the lane that we necessarily see it in, but it's going to be in the off lane and still going to be able to do a lot of damage. I mean, he relies on his abilities, not necessarily items, right? The items make things nicer, but it's not necessary. Bottom lane, and we're putting some more hurt onto the... he might even be able to bring down Necro. One more attack will do it. Oh no, yeah, and he goes down. The flame shield there, able to burn him down after all of that. Do you feel like they need to make some sort of a change just in this lane? Because it seems like this is going to be a bit of a recurring theme here.
No,
meanwhile, top lane, I'm sorry, they've cogs there, and no, that's going to be a kill on Drow. Energy are definitely, they're twisting the corkscrew very, very early here. They're trying to, and the Inkswell bottom again with the Flame Guard. It is going to be another kill. So they have to do something. This is going to get very, very nasty very, very quickly.
Yeah, this was a miss lane, unfortunately, because as I said, you knew the TA was going
and they get a second kill. Double kill for the Ember.
Dire's bottom tower is under
I think this was just a misstep by Southern Elements here, because they knew the TA was going mid, and it's just a hard lane for Puck. But if you sent Necrophos mid instead, at least he could tie it up.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. I was definitely expecting the Puck into the offlane. Well, at least you can... You've got a bit of the dodge, you know, because at the moment, the Amber and Grim just kind of run you down. They don't necessarily burst you. There's no, like, ultimate hold down and slack you to death. They just run after you until you eventually die from the burn damage. So Puck
I think
is much better getting out of that.
The benefits of putting Puck mid, of course, is she's almost level 6. So once she hits that, she needs to start rotating and make some plans for it.
Yeah, what do you think the lane that's going to need it? Do you even bother with the off lane at the moment? Or do you just go, no, that lane's gone, let me try and fix the safe lane? Which is, by the way, Drow has 4 last hits. At 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's painful. I don't even know which lane you can go and fix.
Like, I was gonna say, you know, the off lane, and meanwhile in the off lane we have ourselves probably another kill going the way of energy. They're busy running down the Ogre Magi goes down. Are they gonna go for the double? They are gonna get the double here probably. Ember and Grimstroke just running everybody down. And meanwhile, in top lane, they get themselves a kill on the Drow. I unfortunately feel like this game is not going to end well.
Yeah, I know, and as a best of 1 format, this is just such a brutal tournament. You don't get to have second chances.
No, there is no figuring out your team that you're playing against. You gotta run it and do whatever you can. I mean, at this point, do you start saying that as we're watching another kill start happening here, the Pugner being and the Clockwork just gonna chase them down? Do you start tuning this to like just the mental stamina required? You know, when you have a team like Energy who've been around, they've been there, they've done that, they won the tournament, where that mental energy just doesn't seem to go away. Whereas on the other side, where you've got, still very, very good teams, but definitely on a more amateur level, and that mental stamina just isn't quite there. So you start getting to 1 o'clock in the morning, and you start misplaying, and you're missing the last hit. And yeah, we're getting the Pugna level 6, and this should be another kill on the Ogre. They've tried mixing up the lanes a little bit here, but it's not working. Meanwhile, off lane, they're just going to run the Necro down. And so going back to that, at this point, do you feel like it's like just mental, or do you think energy are just this good? I mean, look, they're a really good team, but is it to the point where they're going up against, tournament finalists and just making them look silly?
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's more of the fact that Southern Elephants just unfortunately made a bit of a poor decision with their laning choices, and Energy just happened to have the draft that capitalized on them immediately.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, normally I keep track of the last hits, but I think that's a little bit irrelevant. I just want to bring up the hero levels. Bring up the hero levels quickly, and just tell me how you feel about this.
Tower is under attack.
Puck is literally the only one who can do anything, and they know this. They're going to go on Pugna the Puck.
Well, they're going on a bit of a fight here. Oh, and it looks like the Puck is going to be able to get a nice and early kill here. And here we go. They are starting to put up a little bit of that fight, and that's great. It's always good to see a team when you're falling back like that, you've got to do something. And it looks like with that illusory orb, they might be able to take down the Clockwork for their troubles as well. And this will be a great pickup. That is very, very well done from the side of Elephants there. They knew they had to get something done, and as you were saying it, they know who their strong player is right now. So they're going to try and use him as a bit of a crutch, which is perfectly fine. That's, if someone's doing well, you use them as your crutch to try and bring things back. They just need to be careful not to keep feeding as things go on. They do still have a chance to make a game of this. They just need to be very careful, because up until now they've been just bleeding faster than even we can keep track of.
Well, so the nice thing about the Puck pick is it's at least one of the better.
Bane might be dropping down here. No, he manages to walk away. Okay, so he's not unstoppable. He's they are able to get away for now. So, and you were saying about Puck?
She is one of the better heroes to be in this position with if you need someone who can just carry you through the mid game. The only problem is, unfortunately, if you look at the cores on Energy side, Ember has his magic shield and refraction.
Ember's busy running down top. They've lost the Necro in mid, and Ember manages to take down the Drown top lane solo while diving a tier 2. But Bane is going in to try and get the retaliation. I don't know if this is necessarily going to be a situation he can win though. Okay, Bane is basically hiding at this point, but Ember is going to find him. And I think at this point the outcome should be more or less what you would expect. Mid lane, Necro going down again. Top lane, Ember taking down the Bane, which is what was expected. They are just going to keep going in and in and in. Yep, the suck, and he goes down. Good strike, very good ability. Puck coming in to try and salvage something from this, but at this point, it feels like they are just corralling them into a corner and then slapping them around once they're there.
It is a bit hard to watch. But the thing about draft from Energy is with Pugna, you have a core whose push literally doesn't get better. He gets to level 7, and he is as good as pushing as he's going to be until he reaches level 15 and then past that level 25.
Yeah.
So you can keep the pressure on as much as possible as long as he still has mana.
Yeah. They're busy pinging out in the jungle. I'm not sure who's the one. And it looks like they're going to be trying to go on the Ember here, but he does have the Grimstrike for backup. And it looks like, yeah, they're going to be able to turn around and they're going to be able to take down the Drown quickly now. Puck is trying to and get away, but he panics and maybe jumps the illusory just a little bit too soon. He will probably be dying in the backline to the Ember attack. And yep, Pugna manages to take down the Bane in the backline here.
Dire structures are fortified.
now they are just going to keep going forward, and they should be able to take down this Necro. No. So they're not immune to mistakes.
Double kill.
But they are very good at dealing with it, because the clockwork shop misses horribly, but they still get the kill anyway, apparently.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This... Okay, just to give you an idea of how confident Energy is... Oh, fight mid.
Dire's middle tower is
Yeah,
under
no,
attack.
okay. So they should be able to bring that... Oh! Draw walks away with about 10 health. Oh! Actually dodges the rocket. Very well played. But Bane will go down for his sins. But I won't. Yeah. Yeah. No, unfortunately, Bane... Pugna really is this kind of hero, though. As soon as you start falling just a little bit behind, he runs away with the
bottom
game.
Tower is under attack.
It is, unfortunately, it is very, very demoralizing as well. Especially, by no means are the side of Elephants a bad team. They've managed to work their way through 4 hard games. They've managed to beat all sorts of different teams, but they're just getting absolutely outclassed. The draft was really bad. All we can do is just sit back and watch how well Energy play this game, and how thoroughly they're able to beat a team that managed to make it to the finals of this tournament.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean,
It shouldn't be too overconfident though, like it is an issue that
the game isn't over, but
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I do think they know that. I haven't seen any ridiculously bad over engagements. So far, they've been able to keep it fairly safe.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And it looks like they are going to be backing up. They're going to turn off the acceleration just for a little bit. Let recuperate, get that next set of items, and then I think, bar a miracle, they just play their time, slowly turn up the tempo again. Go back to their tried and tested strategy, where they just slowly work down the team, slowly check them off, and then as soon as the opposition make one mistake, they finish it up. It's been a fairly consistent strategy, but it's been working for them.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
I just want to know if there's any way I can report Adestam for sadism, because he's gone Aghanims on TA.
Aghanims on TA? Oh my. I actually don't think I've seen that before.
So,
meanwhile, on the backline, they are going to be able to take out the puck by the looks of it. Yep, and with a really long-range hook shot, they managed to cog her back and take her out fairly simply. There's a nice little long-range engagement. I do agree with you that I feel like this game, if there is any sort of comeback mechanic, the puck has to... It's a lot of responsibility to put on one person's shoulders, but it has to be him.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
For my
The thing about this teleport on the TA is just if she finds anyone walking over the traps alone, she just jumps there and kills them.
How instantaneous is it? I've seen it before.
It's 1
Kill and
second.
Pugna. Trap. So, yep, Flair's knocking them down while they're on the half there. So it's a 1 second cast time?
It's a 1 second cast time.
Okay,
You
so
can
channel
see it
time,
happening, but you can't... If she's teleporting to a trap, you can't attack the trap.
They gone on Pugna. Now's when things get a bit difficult. Because they weren't difficult before, right?
Yeah, Southern Elephants keeping their morale up though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's nice to see that the guys are still shit-talking, still very happy to meme spam constantly. They were able to get in, kill the pug fairly quickly. She does buy back, and is coming back into the fight, but yeah, no, it's gonna be an immediate buyback. Yeah. Drow? Yep, no, Drow just goes down to the old-fashioned suck and zap. Ember is now back, and he gives him a bit of a love tap.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I've got to say that one last thing about the Southern Elephants, right, is to be in this sort of situation and still be quite happy to just keep on spamming away, And they're probably laughing away over there. You know, they cannot be disappointed with how far they've come tonight.
Dyer's top tower is under
No,
attack.
definitely not. They've managed to beat 4 other teams that were invited into the inaugural tournaments, and that's something they can be proud of.
Yeah. Oh, take a little bit of experience under the belt, and
Godlike.
just know that the team that beat you was the same one that beat XD and White Rabbit. Again, I don't want to say that this game's over right now, but it really does not feel like there's very much of a comeback. We are 27 net worth. 27,000 net worth at the 17-minute mark. At this point, it does feel like it's going to just be some... Okay, so who's trying to summon a devil? That's not how that works.
Dyer's
Yeah, no, okay,
tower is under
Bane
attack.
just tried to summon a demon in the middle of the map, and that is cheating. Admins, can you be banned for trying to summon a demon?
I don't think you can.
Oh.
Wouldn't that fall under religious discrimination?
But again, at least they are trying to keep things happy, and you know, in a situation like this, it would be very easy to just say, well, we've lost and give up. But they want to stick around, and they wanting to make a full game of it, and you know, there's all respect to them. But yeah, but the Energy have just been, they've just looked on top of their form the whole game. That being said, they are now going on Ember bottom. They have used the Dream Call on him. They're going to be using everything on him. I wonder if they can try and get the kill, but the rest of Energy are coming in. The Fun Police say no.
Dyer's top tower.
They got immediately out to kill the Necro. And yeah, no. The rest of Energy arrived and they said, absolutely not. There shall be no fun on our watch.
Dyer's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, that was a bit...
Dyer's top
Of the schooling
barracks are
of
under
the pipe.
attack.
But that right there is almost the perfect like show and example of how Energy have been all
Dyer's bottom
night.
barracks are under
No
attack.
matter what, if one person's in trouble, the whole rest of the team is quite happy to just dive in and throw their bodies to try and save one person at a time, you know? And that really does show, because when team fights like that happen, all of a sudden it goes from a 3-on-1 to 5-on-1, and you kill that person. And now they're diving in the farm. This is fine. Oh, Pagner just picked up his, what is that, level 4? Level 4 Dagon. Very nice. So, who do you think is going to get the ban hammer first?
He already has the ban hammer. He's had it for a while.
For the memes.
Dyer's middle tower is
Well,
under attack.
as this game starts to close out, I would also like to just say that thank you to Miles and Steven, not me, for running this event. It's a great way to try and get some a bit more excitement back in the South African tournament, you know, the tournament scene. I think all things considered, for a one-night event, everything's gone quite smoothly in that. It's been an absolute pleasure to cast everything along the line.
That was a mountain of corpses in that speech.
I'm not even gonna bother. At this point, everyone's just dying. So, but yeah, I once again, I'd like to say thank you to Miles and Steven for running this event, and to all the teams for showing up and taking their Friday nights to make an event out of it. And it's just been an absolute joy to cast these games. And absolutely 100% congratulations to Energy. They've just been unstoppable from the get-go.
Also, congratulations to Southern Elephants. They should be very proud of what they accomplished here. Second in a tournament of this scale is an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, when you're playing up against names of this size, coming in second is definitely nothing to scoff about.
Definitely. And as our final thoughts, you should listen to Necrophos in the chat and wash your hands. He would know.
Oh, thank you for everybody who's made it until this late at night. And if you're watching this video later, I hope you have managed to enjoy the whole thing from beginning to end. Again, it's been an absolute joy, and from me, I can just say thank you for putting up until now, even if we have been a bit shit. I'm kidding. I know I'm perfect.
Alright, that's enough out of you. Catch you.
Thanks, guys. Have a great one, and hopefully we'll see everybody soon. Good night.